The crowd is hungry tonight. The stadium lights glare off the polished wood, turning sweat to diamonds, making nerves prickle under the skin. Even the air feels electric, alive with that low-level current only big games create. Out in the stands, people are shouting, stomping, waving homemade signs. Go Mystics! Unleash the Coleman Storm! There's a little girl in the front row clutching a Mao 11 jersey, eyes glued to the bench. She came here to see Jada play, but Jada Coleman isn't on the court, not for a single minute. She sits, tall and motionless, warming the end of the bench in her fresh white jersey. Number 11, never crumpled, never even brushed by the paint of the key. The first quarter drags by. She tracks every pass, every play, heart racing as if she were running them herself. But when Coach Palmer glances down the line, his eyes slide over her. His jaw is set, mind made up. He calls Megan Bryant to check in, then Kayla Jenkins, then two rookies who played backup at Division III schools. Jada knows this part of the story already, though it still feels new and raw. She sits with her arms folded, shoes tied tight, biting back 100 emotions. Her dad once told her, if you're going to be great, you gotta learn how to sit as hard as you run. He never said it would be this hard. Coach Palmer's voice slices through the din. Let's get focused, let's play our game. But his game doesn't have Jada in it. Imani Harris leans over, whispering, "You good?" Under her breath, Jada nods, keeping her eyes forward. "I'm fine, just want to win." Imani squeezes her shoulder. "They'll see. Everyone does eventually." The Mystics stumble through the first half. Missed layups, a wild three-pointer, forced turnovers. Megan Bryant, all grit and sweat, is getting shut down by the defense. The scoreboard keeps creeping in the wrong direction. Jada's fingers drum on her thigh, matching the drum line up in the rafters. It's instinct, her mind playing the game, body ready to spring, heart somewhere between the bench and the ceiling. The coach pulls Megan for a breather. Jada sits up a little straighter, hopeful, but Palmer just shouts, "Smith, you're in, tighten the D." No call for Jada. The rest of the team avoids her eyes. It wasn't always this way. In college, she was unstoppable. At Howard, Jada was legend before she was a senior. Freshman year, she took a charge from a girl nearly twice her size and popped right back up, grinning. "You hit like my big cousin," she laughed, and the crowd roared. Sophomore year, she was named Conference Player of the Year. By junior year, ESPN called her the most electrifying guard east of the Mississippi. She made triple doubles look easy, but it was the little things. Chasing down a loose ball, rallying her teammates with a joke at halftime, leading impromptu film sessions in the dorm rec room that made coaches love her. Her coach at Howard, Miss Jackson, used to say, "There's fire and then there's Jada. She's something else." Jada never missed a practice, never showed up late, never let her grades slip. She was the glue, the spark, and sometimes the storm. Senior year, she led Howard to the state championship, first time in school history. The video of her game winner, a step-back three at the buzzer, defenders draped all over her, went viral. The whole campus erupted. That night, Jada's dad took her out for milkshakes. He cried when he hugged her, right in the parking lot. Recruiters started calling. Big schools, pro leagues, scouts who'd never heard of Howard until Jada. The league was calling. She worked all summer, perfecting her crossover, pushing herself in every scrimmage. "You can't outwork me," she'd say, and nobody ever did. Draft night felt like a wedding, graduation, and Super Bowl all rolled into one. Jada wore a crisp white suit, hair braided tight, hands shaking for the first time in years. She tried to look calm for the cameras, but inside, her stomach was a hurricane. When her name was called, third overall pick, the Maple City Mystics, her whole family cheered. Sam Coleman, in his lucky blue suit, stood up, proudest man in the room. He hugged her so hard she squeaked. Her mom, Latrice, snapped pictures with tears streaming down her face. That night, Jada lay awake in her hotel, staring at the ceiling, wondering what tomorrow would bring. "You're ready," she whispered to herself like a prayer. You were made for this. But pro ball was a different animal. Training camp was relentless. Practices at dawn, two-a-days, endless film sessions. Coach Palmer ran the team with military precision. He'd coached in the league for a decade, old school, proud, favoring players who'd paid their dues. In drills, Jada was always out front, quickest on defense, best at drawing contact, always the last to leave the gym. When the veterans hazed her, rookie chores, carrying gear, endless "go get the balls, Coleman," she laughed it off, knowing the work would speak for her. But she noticed the small things. Palmer didn't joke with her like he did with Megan. He'd cut her off during questions, call her athletic instead of smart. During scrimmages, he'd pull her aside to nitpick, "You gamble too much on defense. Make the simple play, not the highlight." When she nailed a no-look pass, he'd frown. "We don't need style. We need consistency." Jada kept her head down. She knew the whispers. She's cocky. She's not a system player. She's got attitude. But her numbers spoke for themselves. In the final preseason game, she dropped 18 points and 9 assists in 20 minutes. The reporters asked Palmer if Jada had won a spot in the rotation. He shrugged. "We'll see. Rookies need to learn the ropes." Opening night, Jada sat the whole game. Palmer said, "We're building chemistry." Afterward, Imani found her in the locker room, eyes red. "You know you're better than half this team," Imani said, quiet but fierce. Jada shrugged. "Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm too flashy." Imani frowned. "You've been the glue everywhere you played. Don't let him rewrite your story." Inside the locker room, everyone walked a line. Kayla Jenkins, team captain, split her time between supporting Jada and appeasing the veterans. "Just be patient," she told Jada one night, voice low. "Palmer always starts slow with rookies." Megan Bryant, last year's star, was less kind. She called Jada Instagram, joked about her highlight reels. Once, when the team was stretching, Megan muttered, "Not everything's about you, Coleman." Jada didn't rise to the bait. But the unspoken rules were everywhere. Jada got left out of group chats, wasn't invited to post-practice dinners. Palmer kept his office door closed when she walked by. Once, she overheard him telling an assistant, "She's got talent, but she's got to grow up." Every time she thought about complaining, she remembered her father's words, "The court's where you answer questions, not the papers, not the coach's office." Still, the losses piled up. The Mystics dropped 4 games in a row, then 5. Palmer started getting grilled by the press. Is the rotation working? Why not try Coleman? He grew defensive, blaming rookie mistakes for losses Jada never got to make. Back at home, Sam and Latrice did their best to support her. After every game, Sam would text, "Proud of you. Keep your head high." Latrice cooked her favorite meals, left little notes. "You are more than a stat sheet." One night, Jada broke down at the kitchen table. "I don't get it, Dad. What else can I do? I'm working harder than anyone." Sam nodded, eyes serious. "Sometimes the problem isn't you. Sometimes people see what they expect, not what's in front of them." Jada pushed her plate away. "He's got me thinking maybe I'm just not good enough." Sam's face hardened. "You ever say that again and I'll drag you back to the park and make you play me one-on-one till you remember who you are." They laughed, but the pain was real. Latrice squeezed her hand. "You've got to fight for your place, but don't lose yourself doing it." At practice, Jada became a ghost, everywhere but never quite seen. She was first to every drill, last to leave, hustling so hard even the trainers shook their heads. One morning, she beat the assistant coaches to the gym, shooting jumpers in the dark. Jordan Riley, the assistant coach, clapped quietly from the doorway. "You working for your spot or running from something?" Jada kept shooting. "I want to make it impossible for him to bench me." Jordan dribbled a ball, thoughtful. "The game's political, Jada, but the ball don't lie. You play your game, keep your spirit. Sooner or later, everyone else will catch up." She nodded, jaw set. But it hurt every time she was passed over. In scrimmages, she'd run the break, find Imani with a perfect pass, but Palmer would call it off. "Reset, run it my way." When she dove for loose balls, he'd scold, "Don't get hurt, Coleman." When she hustled up the floor on defense, he'd tell her, "That's not your matchup. Stay in your lane." Her teammates noticed, even if they didn't say it out loud. Kayla Jenkins tried to organize a players-only meeting, but it fizzled. Nobody wanted to challenge the coach. Imani whispered, "Don't quit. Not now. He's just waiting for you to break." Jada started journaling at night, writing every frustration, every doubt, every moment she felt invisible. She'd write until her hands cramped, until she finally fell asleep, exhausted. Another home game, another crowd, electric and hopeful. But as the PA announcer calls the starting five, Jada's name stays silent. She takes her spot on the bench, folding her legs, locking her emotions behind a mask. The fans murmur, some confused, some angry. There are signs in the crowd. "Let Jada play. You're free 11. The Mystics fall behind early. Palmer calls timeout after timeout, sweating through his suit. He barks at Megan, screams at the ref, throws his hands up in disgust. Imani glances over. "This is embarrassing. He'd rather lose than let you win." Jada swallows her pride. "Maybe he's waiting for something. Maybe I need to show him more." Imani shakes her head. "You've already shown him. He just can't see it." A reporter snaps a photo of Jada on the bench, eyes shining, jaw set. The picture goes viral, captioned, "Why is the league's most exciting rookie not playing?" Twitter erupts. Fans start tweeting, demanding answers. At halftime, Palmer throws a clipboard in the locker room. "Nobody's playing defense. Nobody's hungry. Do I have to put in someone who actually cares?" His glare lands on Jada, then slips away. "Bryant, Jenkins, get it together. Harris, stop the turnovers." Jada feels every word like a bruise. The Mystics lose by 15. The press corners Palmer after the buzzer. "Why isn't Coleman playing?" Palmer frowns. "She's not ready. We have a system. She'll get her chance." A reporter presses, "Her college numbers are better than half your starters." Palmer's voice tightens. "This isn't college. This is the league." Jada slips out of the locker room, hoodie pulled low, trying to dodge the cameras. But there's Sam waiting outside, arms folded, face kind but concerned. "How you holding up, Jay?" he asks, voice soft. She shakes her head. "I don't know, Dad. Feels like I'm invisible." Sam pulls her in for a hug. "You're not invisible to me, or to anyone who's paying attention. You keep doing the work. That's all you can control." As they walk to the car, Jada glances back at the stadium, lights blazing in the night. She can hear the crowd still talking, see the kids in number 11 jerseys searching for a glimpse of her. She remembers something Miss Jackson told her back at Howard after a tough loss. "Sometimes they bench you so they can say they gave you a chance when you finally get it. Make sure when your number's called, you leave no doubt. Not for them, but for you." Jada makes herself a promise. Tomorrow she'll show up even earlier. She'll shoot until the trainers kick her out. She'll watch more film, run more laps. If the system wants to make her wait, she'll make them regret every second. Because Jada Coleman isn't just another rookie. She's a storm waiting for her sky. And when it finally breaks, everyone's gonna know her name. When you're not playing, the world shrinks. The days get longer, the lights get colder, and even the bounce of a basketball sounds like it's echoing in a cave. Jada started counting everything. Shots in an empty gym, laps run at dawn, stories told about her on the news. The only thing she didn't count anymore was minutes on the court. She wasn't getting any. The press was starting to notice. After every game, reporters lobbed questions at Coach Palmer like fastballs. Why isn't Jada Coleman getting any time? Is this just part of the rookie process, or is there something more? Palmer's answers were always the same, tight and professional. Jada's a great talent, but we're focused on building team chemistry. There's a process. Everyone will get their shot. The media nodded, but some raised eyebrows. A few wrote stories about the mystery benching that left fans fuming. Jada tried not to read the headlines, but they found her anyway. Is the league's brightest rookie being wasted? What's up with the Mystics coaching? Even the talking heads on sports radio started weighing in. One night, Jada sat in her apartment listening to a local host rant. Either Palmer doesn't know what he's doing or there's something we're not seeing. How do you bench the best college player of the year? Imani Harris texted her a link, followed by, "See, it's not just me," Jada replied with a shrug emoji, but her heart wasn't in it. She wanted to play, not trend. Practice was still a grind. Coach Palmer ran the team hard, barking orders, whistling fouls, shouting, "Again, again." Jada led every sprint, never took a play off. Sometimes Palmer seemed almost pleased, nodding when she nailed a shot, not saying a word when she stole a pass. But every time the team scrimmaged, he subbed her out early, let Megan Bryant and the veterans dominate the ball. Jada knew what was happening, even if nobody said it. Some players get a leash, others get a line drawn in chalk. She was on the wrong side. The team felt it too. Tension sizzled in the air. In the locker room, some teammates whispered behind her back. Others, like Kayla Jenkins, tried to keep the peace. Kayla approached Jada after a rough practice. "You're doing everything right. Don't let the noise get to you. Coach will come around. He has to." Jada smiled but didn't answer. She'd heard it before. Sam and Latrice watched from the stands every home game, never missing a moment. Sam would squeeze Latrice's hand when Jada's name wasn't called, jaw tight, eyes narrowed. He didn't say much about the games, but Jada knew what he was thinking. "You earned this, kid," he said one night over dinner. "Don't let anyone take it from you, not even for a minute." Latrice was more direct. "If they don't want you to shine, baby, you make your own light." Jada grinned. "You two should coach the team." Sam laughed, but there was a sadness in his eyes. If only it were that easy. At work, Sam was his usual self, sharp, respected, the kind of businessman who answered his own phone and remembered every employee's name. But as much as he tried to focus on quarterly reports and client calls, his mind kept drifting back to the court. The truth was, Sam had quietly bought the Mystics a few years earlier, long before Jada had even finished college ball. It started as a business move, a chance to give back to the city he loved. Never in his wildest dreams did he imagine his own daughter would one day earn a spot on the very roster he owned. When the draft announcement came and Jada's name flashed across the screen, Sam felt a pride so sharp it almost knocked the wind out of him. She had no idea, nobody did, not even Jada's closest friends, that her father sat in the owner's box at every home game. That was how Sam wanted it. He didn't want his money or his position to touch her journey. He wanted to see what she could do on her own. Only Latrice and the team's legal counsel, Paula Benson, knew the truth. "Don't say a word," Sam had told them. "She's earned this herself. I'm just here to cheer her on." Paula smiled. "I knew she was the real deal the first day I watched her play." Sam nodded, the pride in his voice unmissable. "Yeah, me too." The next game was on the road, a long bus ride, gray skies, rain drumming the roof of the hotel. Jada lay awake, staring at the ceiling. Her phone buzzed, Imani sending a late-night meme. "At least you're not sitting next to Megan," the caption read. Jada smiled, feeling the old bond with her friend even in the tension. Game day brought more of the same. Mystics trailed early, then fell apart late. Palmer grew red-faced and hoarse, pulling players, shuffling the lineup. Jada got 2 minutes, just enough to taste the court before being yanked again. She hit a three, played tight defense, but it wasn't enough. The team lost by 12. The plane ride home was silent. That night, Jada broke. She called Sam, voice trembling. "I'm doing everything I can, Dad. He doesn't see me." Sam listened, then said softly, "You know who you are. I know who you are. Don't let one man's blindness turn you invisible. I just want a chance." "You'll get it, Jay, I promise." Jada hung up, not believing it, but wanting to. Back in Maple City, the press was relentless. "Why is Coleman sitting? Is there a rift in the locker room?" The Mystics' social media filled with hashtags. "Let Jada play," "Justice for 11." Even rival teams started talking. "We'd kill for a player like her," one star said to a reporter. Mystics don't know what they have. The locker room split into quiet factions. Imani stayed by Jada's side, always the loudest advocate. "This is straight-up bias," she told anyone who'd listen. "If she looked different, talked differently, she'd be starting every night." Some teammates nodded. Others rolled their eyes, muttering about rookie attitude. Megan Bryant, sensing her minutes were at risk, got defensive. "You think she should just get handed the job?" she snapped at Imani one day. "Some of us worked for years to get here. She can wait for her turn." Imani bristled. "She's not asking for a handout. She's asking for fairness. There's a difference." Coach Palmer overheard. "Enough, Harris. Focus on the game. I make the decisions here." Jada said nothing, but the look she gave Imani said it all. "Thank you for fighting, but I'm tired of fighting." Sam Coleman started coming to practices, standing quietly in the upper bleachers, unnoticed. He watched Palmer run drills, watched Jada outwork everyone. He saw the subtle ways she was overlooked, how Palmer talked strategy with Megan but not with her, how he gave her instructions through assistants, not face-to-face. One day, Paula Benson, the owner's secretary, found Sam in the hallway. "You planning to reveal yourself, Mr. Coleman?" she teased. Sam smiled. "Not yet. I want to see how long it takes for them to figure out what's really happening here." "Your daughter is tough," Paula said. "She's handling this better than most grown men would." Sam's face softened. "She's got her mother's backbone, and my stubbornness." "You sure you don't want to step in?" "Not unless I have to." But the pressure was building. Local sports radio caught wind of a possible change in ownership. "Rumor is the new boss is in the building. Maybe he'll shake things up. Lord knows this team needs it." Jada heard the rumors, too. She didn't know her father was involved, but she wondered about the new faces in the crowd, the sudden interest in the Mystics front office. The next game was a disaster. The Mystics were blown out by 30. Fans booed, waving signs. Reporters swarmed Palmer after the final buzzer. "Coach, are you losing the team?" Palmer bristled. "We're working through it. Young team, new system." "Any comment on Jada Coleman's minutes?" Palmer glared. "She'll play when she's ready." Jada sat in the locker room, head in her hands. Imani slammed her locker, furious. "He's making you the scapegoat. This isn't right." Kayla Jenkins, the captain, tried to mediate. "We need to talk to him, all of us." Imani shook her head. "He doesn't care." Jada stood, voice low but steady. "Let's just keep working. It'll come. It has to." But her patience was wearing thin. That night, Sam sat with Latrice in the kitchen. "Maybe it's time," he said. "Maybe I should step in." Latrice poured coffee, thinking. "You do what's right. But don't take her fight away from her. She needs to win this on her own." Sam nodded. He'd always trusted Jada to lead. He just hoped the world would let her. 2 days later, at practice, Palmer ran the team into the ground. Sprints, suicides, full-court presses. When the team finally huddled, gasping for breath, Palmer glared at Jada. "You want to play, Coleman? Show me you can lead. Show me you can take the heat." Jada, voice shaking with exhaustion, answered, "Give me the ball." Palmer tossed it to her hard. "Run the offense, now." Jada led the drill, shouting plays, directing traffic. She hit jumper after jumper, found open teammates, barked at Imani to cut harder, told Kayla where to be. The team rallied around her, energy crackling. After practice, Imani grinned. "You owned that, Jay." Palmer frowned. "Not bad, Coleman. Let's see it in the game." Jada felt hope flicker. Maybe, just maybe, her time was coming. In the next game, the Mystics were facing the league leaders. The arena was packed, fans roaring. Jada was locked in, ready. In the first quarter, Megan Bryant turned an ankle. Palmer had no choice. He called Jada's name. "You're in. Don't mess up." Jada nodded, heart pounding. She stepped onto the court, the crowd buzzing. First possession, she took the inbound, set up the play, and hit Kayla with a no-look pass for a layup. On defense, she drew a charge, stood her ground. Next trip down, she pulled up for 3. Swish. The crowd erupted. For the first time, she felt alive. She played 8 straight minutes, racking up points, assists, and steals. The Mystics stormed back, tied the game. But at the next timeout, Palmer yanked her. "Bryant, you good?" he asked. Megan limped, but nodded. Jada was benched. Imani protested. "She's killing it out there." Palmer glared. "I make the calls." Jada sat, towel over her head, fighting tears. The team fell behind again. They lost by 6. After the game, reporters cornered Palmer. Why pull Coleman when she was hot? Palmer scowled. "She made a couple of good plays, but we needed experience. She's not there yet." Jada left the arena in silence. Sam was waiting outside. He hugged her tightly. "You showed them, Jay. They can't ignore you forever." Jada whispered, "Feels like they can." The next day, the team held a players-only meeting. Kayla spoke first. "We can't keep losing like this. Something's got to change." Imani jumped in. "It's obvious. We play better when Jada runs the show. The numbers don't lie." Megan rolled her eyes. "She's not a leader, not yet." Jada cut in, voice firm. "I'm not asking for anyone's spot. I just want to play. For the team." Kayla nodded. "Let's talk to Coach together. Show him we're united." The team agreed, most of them anyway. Meanwhile, Paula Benson was getting questions from the league office. "Is it true you have a new owner? Why hasn't it been announced?" Paula dodged. "We'll release a statement soon, just working out details." Sam called her. "How bad is it?" "Media's circling, Sam. They want to know who's running the show." "Let them wait a little longer," Sam said. "Jada's not ready for this storm, and neither is the coach." The next practice, Palmer was in a foul mood. He barked at everyone, nitpicked every drill. When Jada missed a single defensive rotation, he blew the whistle. "Sit down, Coleman. Not good enough." Imani exploded. "Are you kidding me? She's been the best player on this floor for weeks." Palmer rounded on her. "You want to join her?" Kayla stepped in. "Coach, with respect, we're all tired of losing. Maybe it's time to try something new." Palmer fumed but said nothing. Jada sat on the sidelines, hands clenched, jaw tight. She'd never felt so angry, so helpless. That night, she lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, tears rolling silently down her face. Her phone buzzed, a message from her dad. "You're more than what they let you be. You've got a gift. Don't let them bury it." Jada wiped her eyes. She thought about all the girls who looked up to her, about her parents in the stands, about the game she loved, the dreams she'd chased since she was 5. She made a decision. Tomorrow she'd fight, one more time. Every day the gym feels like the only place Jada Coleman can breathe, but the walls are getting closer. She's first to the court every morning, headphones in, lost in rhythm, ball thumping, sneakers squeaking, sweat dripping from her brow as she launches jumper after jumper, chasing perfection nobody else on the team even tries for. Practice is a test every time. Jada sprints harder, cuts sharper, drives the lane with the same hunger that made her a legend at Howard. Her passes are crisp, her defense tight. She shuts down teammates who start ahead of her, runs the floor with more fire than anyone, and her only crime is making it look easy. Sometimes she's so in the zone she forgets she's not supposed to be the star here. She plays, she wins her 5-on-5 scrimmage, the bench erupts, but when Coach Palmer calls the huddle, he glances at Jada like she's just another distraction. "Nice hustle, Bryant," he says, clapping Megan on the back after a missed layup. "Great effort, Jenkins," after a lazy pass. But for Jada, the tone is sharp, the praise backhanded. "Coleman, that's real cute, but we don't need circus moves." Or, "Coleman, you're getting out of control again. Keep it simple." Sometimes he calls her athletic with a sneer, as if it's an insult. Sometimes he calls her raw, but never smart, never leader, never the future. He reserves those words for his favorites, the girls who look and sound like him. When Jada brings up a new play she studied from the WNBA film, Palmer waves her off. Leave the X's and O's to the coaches. In one-on-one drills, Jada dominates, but Palmer always finds fault. "You went too hard, Coleman. Don't embarrass your teammate." Once, after she blocks Megan's shot clean, Palmer whistles the play dead and says, "Too aggressive. Tone it down." She can feel his eyes on her every time she moves, like he's waiting for her to slip so he can say, "See, that's why she's not ready." It doesn't take long for the team to feel the strain. Kayla Jenkins, the captain, is the first to say something. After practice, she corners Jada by the lockers, voice low. "You're running circles around us, girl. He knows it. We all do." Jada just shrugs, stuffing her jersey into her duffel bag. "Doesn't matter if he won't let me play." Kayla shakes her head, frustrated. "It's more than that. It's like he's got a script and you're not in it." Imani Harris is louder about it. She doesn't bother whispering. "You see the way he talks to her?" She tells anyone who'll listen. "If she was anybody else, she'd be starting. She's got him shook." Some teammates agree, nodding quietly in the corner. Others keep their heads down, grateful not to be on Palmer's bad side. Megan Bryant, last year's favorite, rolls her eyes. "She just needs to learn her place," she mutters one day. There's a process here, but the cracks widen every week. The Mystics can't win, and everyone knows why. Palmer yells more, blames the team's failures on lack of chemistry, poor decision-making, and bad attitudes. He never says names, but everyone hears him. One night, after another brutal loss, the locker room boils over. Imani slams her locker, furious. "This is a joke. Jada busts her butt every day and we're out there getting cooked. Coach just sits her for no reason." Megan fires back. "If she had a better attitude, maybe she'd get a shot." Imani rounds on her, face flushed. "Oh, that's what it is? Attitude? Or is it that she's better than you and you can't stand it?" Kayla tries to step in. "Both of you chill. We're all frustrated." But the silence that follows is heavy. No one really knows how to fix this. Palmer's coaching style gets meaner as the weeks drag by. At the next practice, he stops a drill cold when Jada drains back-to-back threes in Megan's face. "This isn't street ball, Coleman. Run the play. Or do I need to remind you how we do things at this level?" Jada, sweating and out of breath, bites her tongue. Imani shakes her head, muttering, "He's threatened, that's all." Later, Palmer brings the team together for a teachable moment. "There's a right way to play this game," he announces, pacing in front of them. "I want players who respect tradition, who respects the system, not people who come in thinking the rules don't apply." His eyes land on Jada. Nobody says her name, but everyone knows. He singles her out in film sessions. "Coleman, what were you thinking here?" he says, pausing the footage on a near-perfect assist. "Too flashy. That's not our style." When Megan throws a wild turnover, Palmer says, "Good idea, just slow it down next time." At lunch, Imani vents. "You could play with your eyes closed, and he'd still say you're doing it wrong." Jada laughs, but it's bitter. At least he's consistent. The Mystics' losing streak hits 6. The arena gets quieter every game, fewer fans, more empty seats, more grumbling. But there's a new noise, too. Fans chanting, "Let Jada play," from the stands, waving homemade signs, kids with They Were 11 jerseys begging for her autograph as she sits the bench game after game. Reporters press Palmer after every loss. "Coach, are you concerned about the benching of your highest draft pick? Jada's practice stats look better than your starters. Why isn't she playing?" Palmer's answers get shorter, colder. "She needs to learn her role," he says, "or we need discipline, not flash." One night, a young black sports writer pushes, "Coach, some are saying you're not giving Jada a fair shot. Do you want to comment?" Palmer's mask slips. "I don't play favorites. I just play the girls who listen. If she wants more time, maybe she should worry less about highlights and more about the team." The quote makes the rounds. Social media explodes. Jada's DMs fill with support and hate in equal measure. On a podcast, an ex-player breaks it down. "They always say attitude, they never say the real word. But we know what's up. They never bench the Golden Girls even when they mess up. But let a black girl shine too bright, and suddenly it's a problem." At home, Jada tries to keep her frustration out of sight. But Sam and Latrice see it in her shoulders, her voice, the way she pushes her food around her plate. Sam wants to fix it. He's the owner, after all, but he promised himself he wouldn't interfere. Not for her, not for anyone. That night, Sam sits in his office, staring at the team's schedule, listening to the game on the radio. He calls Paula Benson, the team's secretary. Any sign Palmer's coming around? Sam asks, his voice tight. Paula sighs. He's stubborn as ever, and now he's defensive. Blames the press, blames the players, never himself. Sam clenches his fist. How bad is it? Fans are starting to talk. League office is asking questions. It's going to break soon. Sam nods. Keep me posted, but don't tell Jada. She's got enough on her plate. Latrice finds him later, staring out the window. She'll get through this, she says, gentle but firm. She always does. Sam nods, but he's not so sure. Another practice, another humiliation. Palmer pairs Jada with rookies in every drill, gives her no chance to shine. When she takes charge, he barks, "Don't play hero, Coleman. Play the game the right way." Jada's patience cracks. She snaps back. "I am playing the right way, coach. Maybe if you let us run, we wouldn't keep losing." The gym goes silent. Palmer stalks over, voice low and cold. "You don't tell me how to coach. You just do what you're told." Imani mutters. "She does everything you say, just not the way you want." Palmer spins on her. "You got something to add, Harris?" Imani meets his glare. "Yeah, you need to look in the mirror. We're all tired of this." Kayla, ever the peacemaker, steps in. "Coach, the team's not working. Something needs to change." Palmer sneers. "Maybe what needs to change is the attitude around here." No one speaks, but the look on every face is clear. This can't go on. The next home game is packed, mostly with fans hoping to see fireworks. Palmer keeps Jada on the bench the entire first half. The team falls behind by 20. In the third quarter, the crowd starts chanting, "We want Jada! We want Jada!" It gets so loud that the ref stops play. Palmer ignores it, puts in a rookie who immediately turns the ball over. In the fourth, the chants grow. A group of fans start waving signs, "Let her play," and "Bench the bias." With 2 minutes left, the Mystics are down by 16. Palmer finally puts Jada in. She scores 5 points in a minute, grabs 2 steals, lifts the team within 8. The arena comes alive. Palmer yanks her out again, subbing Megan back in. The crowd boos, loud and angry. A fan throws a drink at Palmer, soda splattering across his shoes. In the chaos, someone shouts a slur from the upper seats. It's caught on a dozen cell phones and goes viral before the final buzzer. After the game, Palmer tries to blame attitude issues for the loss. Reporters aren't buying it. The press conference turns ugly, questions fly, and Palmer's answers make him look worse every minute. That night, Jada sits alone in the locker room long after everyone leaves. Imani and Kayla find her, sit on either side. Imani says, "You did everything right. He's the problem." Kayla adds, "This isn't just about you anymore, Jada. Everyone sees it now. You want to do something?" Jada is silent for a long time. Then she says, "Yeah, I'm tired of being quiet." They nod, a pact formed in that moment. Meanwhile, the league office is on fire. The commissioner calls Paula. "This can't continue. Palmer's days are numbered unless things change fast." Sam hears the news. He makes a decision. For the first time, he considers stepping in, not as an owner, but as a father. He writes a letter to the team's board, demanding an emergency meeting. But Jada doesn't know. All she knows is that tomorrow she's showing up. She's not backing down, not for Palmer, not for the system, not for anyone. The battle lines are drawn, and for the first time the city is watching. The sun barely rises the morning after the chant. In every diner, every office, every school hallway and street corner, Maple City is buzzing about the Mystics, not because of a win, but because of a moment. Everyone's seen the clip. Jada's name echoing from the stands, Coach Palmer's stone face, the fans' ugly outburst. It's on every local channel, looping with fiery commentary. Did you see the look on that girl's face? She could have changed that whole game. What is Palmer's problem? Kids at the bus stop watch the video on their phones. Office workers play it in break rooms. At a downtown beauty shop, 3 old women shake their heads. That baby's got heart. Her mama must be proud. The city is divided. Some blame Palmer, some blame team politics. But a tide has turned. Even people who never watched basketball are suddenly invested. And everywhere the question, how did it come to this? Jada wakes up to a phone full of notifications. Messages from old college friends, cousins she hasn't spoken to in years. strangers pouring out support and outrage. One is from her old high school coach. "You've always been a star, kid. Don't let them dull your shine." But there are hateful messages, too. "You're just trouble. Be grateful for what you got. You think you're special?" She drops the phone and sits at the edge of her bed, breath catching in her throat. The sun slants through her blinds in stripes. The noise is everywhere, pressing in. For a moment she thinks about hiding, about crawling back under the covers and staying there. But she remembers the crowd chanting her name, the little girl waving her sign, Kayla's steady hand on her shoulder. She stands up, shakes off the fear, and starts getting ready. Downstairs, Latrice is making breakfast, the TV turned low. Sam stands by the window, tense, reading the news on his tablet. Jada tries to move quietly, but Latrice hears her. "You hungry, baby?" Jada shakes her head. "I'm good, Mom, just tired." Sam looks up. "I know it's hard, but you did everything right. All of this noise, that means you got their attention. Now they can't pretend anymore." Jada manages a small smile. Doesn't feel like winning. Latrice hugs her. Sometimes the win comes after the storm, not before. Sam wants to say more, to tell her he's proud, to promise it'll get better. But he knows his words can't fix this. Not yet. At practice, the air is thick with tension. The team files into the locker room in silence. Some girls have "Peer Leather Play" written on their wrists in black marker. Others keep their heads down, worried about picking sides. Kayla Jenkins calls a meeting before drills start. She stands in the middle of the room, voice trembling at first, but then gaining strength. "We can't keep pretending. The city saw what happened last night. We saw it. Coach can't keep treating Jada like she's the problem. We all know she's been outplaying everybody since day one." Megan Bryant, sullen and stubborn, crosses her arms. "You just want your girl in the lineup. This is a team. There's more to it than one player." Imani Harris snaps back. "Don't do that. Don't act like you don't know what this is. If Jada's name was Emily or Kelsey, she'd be starting." Another rookie, barely audible, adds, "He told me to watch out for Jada's attitude before I even met her." A heavy silence follows. Kayla says, "If we want to win, we need the best out there. We need to say something. Together." Jada speaks for the first time, her voice steady. "I didn't ask for this fight, but if you're with me, let's go together. If not, I'll understand." For the first time, almost everyone nods. Megan hesitates, but even she can't argue with the truth. Coach Palmer stalks into the gym, face tight, jaw clenched. The general manager and Paula Benson wait by the door, arms folded. Palmer barely acknowledges them, barking at the team to line up. Jordan Riley, the assistant coach, watches quietly, clipboard pressed to his chest. "Let's get to work," Palmer snaps. "We don't have time for distractions." But the players are different today. They move with a quiet, coordinated defiance. Drills are sharp, passes crisp. Every time Jada touches the ball, the energy spikes. She drains 3 after 3, sets hard screens, commands the floor. Even Megan finds herself feeding Jada on fast breaks. Palmer tries to ignore it, but frustration boils over. He blows his whistle, pulling Jada aside. "You think you're the answer, Coleman? There's more to this than highlight reels. This isn't street ball. If you want to play, learn the system." Jada meets his stare, refusing to shrink. "I know the system, coach. It just doesn't work without me." Palmer's face reddens. "Attitude like that is why you're on the bench." Imani, close enough to hear, shakes her head. "That's not why, and we all know it." Palmer storms off, muttering under his breath. By noon, the front office is buzzing. The league has called. The commissioner wants answers. Why is the team in turmoil? Why is the coach being booed? Why is the only black star benched? The general manager sits in her office, phone glued to her ear. "We're handling it. Yes, the coach has been spoken to. Yes, there's an internal review." Paula Benson is on the other line with Sam Coleman. "We can't keep this quiet. The league wants blood. They want Palmer out, and the press is sniffing around the ownership records." Sam is calm. "Let them look. I'm not hiding anything. Just make sure the team is protected. Jada doesn't need more noise in her life right now." Paula sighs. This is going to get bigger before it gets better. Sam hangs up, torn between stepping in and letting his daughter fight her own battle. After practice, the team lingers in the locker room. The tension is gone, replaced by something else. A sense of unity, hard-earned and honest. Kayla speaks up. Tomorrow, we're talking to the press. We say the truth. No more hiding. Imani nods. We're tired of covering for the coach. If they want to know why we're losing, let's tell them. Even Megan finally breaks. He made me feel like I'd lose everything if I spoke up. I'm sorry, Jada. Jada hugs her, fierce. You're with us now, that's what matters. The team forms a circle, hands in and shouts. Mystics on 3. 1, 2, 3, Mystics. The boardroom is ice cold, the city skyline glimmering through the glass. Sam sits at the head of the long table, owner's chair now, not just father. The general manager, league rep, and Paula Benson flank him. Across the table, Palmer sits stiff, arms folded, chin lifted in defiance. Sam's voice is calm, but it's the kind of calm that makes everyone else nervous. Coach Palmer, do you know why you're here? Palmer's lips curl in a smirk. To face a firing squad, apparently. I hope you've all enjoyed the media circus. It's been quite a show. Paula slides a stack of printed tweets and articles across the table. It's not a show, Coach. It's a reckoning. The city, the league, the fans, they all see what's been happening. Palmer's eyes flick to Sam. So what? You let the crowd run the team now? You, of all people? You hired me to win. Sam leans forward. I hired you to lead. I trusted you to build something better. But you benched the best player on this team for reasons nobody can defend. You blamed her for your losses. You divided the locker room, and you embarrassed this franchise. Palmer snaps. She's got an attitude. She thinks she's bigger than the team. I made a call, a coach's call. I don't answer to the bleachers. The league rep cuts in, voice hard. You answer to the league, Coach. And the numbers don't lie. The footage doesn't lie. The entire basketball world saw what happened last night. Sam holds up a finger. And you answer to me. You benched my daughter for months, never knowing she was my daughter. But that's not why we're here. This isn't about Jada. It's about every player you tried to silence. Every girl who walked out of this gym thinking she was less because you didn't see her. That stops today. Palmer goes quiet, shock flickering in his eyes as the realization hits. You're her. Sam doesn't blink. Owner, yes, but more importantly, a father. And I'm done watching you ruin what I built. Silence hangs for a long beat. Palmer glances around, but nobody meets his eye. The general manager says, quietly but firmly, you're suspended, effective immediately. Pending league review, we recommend termination for cause. Palmer stands, face red, hands shaking. You'll regret this. You'll see what happens without discipline. Sam stands, too. His voice is cold steel. We're about to find out what happens with respect. Palmer leaves, the door echoing shut behind him. In the silence, Sam exhales. Part relief, part heartbreak. He turns to Paula. Let's get the team back on track. Jordan Riley is named interim head coach. His first move, he calls Jada to his office. Jordan sits across from Jada, his voice warm but serious. I know this isn't how you wanted your shot, but you've earned it 100 times over. You're starting tomorrow. I want you to play your game. Lead this team. Jada's eyes fill just for a moment. Thank you, Coach, for seeing me. Jordan nods. I always did. The world just needed to catch up. The Mystics call a press conference. Cameras flash, reporters jostle for space. Kayla, Imani, and Jada take the podium together. Kayla starts. We're here because we love basketball, but we also love the truth. For too long, some voices haven't been heard. That changes today. Imani continues. This isn't just about one game or one player. It's about respect. It's about giving everyone a fair shot. Jada speaks last. She's calm, powerful. I didn't want to be a story. I just wanted to play. But I know how many people are watching. I hope what happened here means nobody else has to wait to be seen. The room erupts in questions. The players answer as a unit, unapologetic, united. At home that night, Jada tries to process it all. She sits on the porch with Sam, silence stretching between them. Finally, Jada says, "Did you know this would happen?" Sam sighs. "I knew the world would test you. I didn't know it would be like this." Jada leans into him. "It's not over, is it?" Sam shakes his head. "Change never is, but you're not alone. Not now." Latrice comes out, handing them lemonade. She sits on Jada's other side, and together they watch the stars come out.